Welcome to our code along today for the Catch a Sprite project. This project is a really simple little get starter, one page of instructions, but allowing for so much creativity to shine through. Let's get started. For this project, we're going to select our own backdrops and sprites. So there's no starter project for us to choose from. What we're going to do on our Scratch page is to create a new project. Before you begin, if you are using your online account, make sure you are logged in. That way it will be saving your project as we go. We're going to be coding a catch game effectively today, and you can create any story with yours that you would like to. I think today I'm going to do an underwater kind of theme. So our first job is to select the backdrop as well as two sprites that are going to fit your theme. So if you go over to your backdrop area, you can choose a backdrop from the Scratch library. You could also choose to upload your own design, or you could paint your own. It's completely up to you, but I'm going to choose a backdrop from the Sprite library. I think I will choose this underwater theme one. So the Sprite cat, unfortunately, does not fit my theme, so I'm going to delete that one. That means I can come over here and once again choose a sprite from the Scratch library, upload my own designs or paint my own, but I'm going to choose to pick from here, and I might just put in the sea. Makes it nice and easy to be able to choose. I think I'll have the fish as one. And I'm going to go ahead and add in my second one while I'm here. Perhaps I will have a diver that is going to be trying to catch the fish. First thing I want to do is just make sure that my two sprites are in proportion. So I don't think my Nemo fish would be basically bigger than the scuba diver person. So I'm on my diver sprite here. I think I'm going to change the size of the diver, maybe 150, nice and big. And I'm also going to change the size of my fish and make it a bit smaller. I might go to 70. Yeah, I think that works for me. Let's start by coding the sprite that will be doing the catching. So the one that the arrow keys on the keyboard are going to control. For me, that is my diver. So I'm clicked on my diver so that the code I put here applies to that. I'm going to start with an event. We always need an event to start. It's why they have these hat-shaped blocks. And to control the diver, it's going to be using keys on the keyboard. So I'll start with the event when at the moment it's the space key is pressed, but I'm going to start with, let's do up and down first. They're nice and easy. So the up arrow. When I click the up arrow on my keyboard, I want the diver to move up on the y-axis. So the y-axis in the motion blocks, we're just going to change y by 10. And if I try that now with my keyboard, my diver moves up. To be able to use the down arrow, I'm just going to duplicate this block and make it nice and easy for myself. Got the down arrow, so I need to change the x by -10. Now, if I test that out, that one works. Let's do left and right arrows. So when we change left and right, we are working with the x-axis. So I'm going to get my event again. When the right arrow is pressed, I want to change the x-axis by 10. I'll duplicate that. And when I click the left arrow, I want to change x by -10. So if I test out up, down, right, and left. Great. I find it a little bit weird now, though, that when I click left, suddenly my scuba diver is swimming backwards. That doesn't seem right to me. So I'm going to change the direction of the scuba diver so that when it goes left, I want the sprite to face left. Let's test that out. So right, left. Oh, my scuba diver's upside down. I don't like that. And when I click the right arrow, oh, it's going backwards and upside down. So let's add a couple of blocks to fix that up. First of all, let's fix going right. We're going to point in direction and leave it as 90. So that's correct. Let's fix that. Yep, that's fixed. Oh, Let's add in a block that sets the rotation style. So now if I am on the rotation style, it's just flipping it from left to right, not actually rotating the sprite around. So now we've got left, right, up and down, moving beautifully with the arrows on the keyboard. Our next step is to code our little fish. Well, my fish depends on what you've got for yours. Let's click on our second sprite, the one that's going to get caught, and we're going to code that one. So to code this one, we want this one to just continually randomly move around the screen. We're not giving it specifics. We're not controlling it with the keyboard. We want just a continuous movement. We're going to have this starting with the event when the green flag is clicked, so the very beginning of the game, and we want this code to run forever. So in your control menu, grab one of these forever loop blocks. We call this iteration. It repeats, and this one just continues to repeat for the entire game. From the motion menu, what we can choose is this block here, glide for 1 second to a random position. If I was to click go now, here goes my little fish. It's gliding all the time, everywhere across the screen. You can choose to change the length of duration. So if you want it to move a bit slower, 2 seconds, is that going to give the player enough time to try and catch the fish, or is it too fast? If you need something in between, you can move with decimals, so you can put that distinction in. If you wanted to make it a really easy game because your game is for 3- and 4-year-olds learning to use the arrow keys, you might slow it down to 4 seconds. It's really slow. Maybe you want it to be really hard and you're going to do 0.5 and it's going to move super, super fast. Completely up to you what you choose that to be. I'm going to put mine at 2 seconds, so it gives them a bit of a chance to be able to do that. There is a block here that you can add in. That's a great addition. At the moment, we can see that the fish was just moving around. I can add in this if on edge bounce, so that if during that 2 seconds it hits the edge, it's going to bounce off and continue moving. What I do notice is that my poor little fish has gone upside down. So I might set that rotation style to left to right to make sure that that doesn't happen as well. Okay, so now we have our fish who's going to continually move around. Let's put the code into place to make sure that we can make it like a catch game so that the fish disappears when it looks like the diver has touched it. I'm going to stop so that fish is not distracting me as it's moving around. So this algorithm, again, we want it to start as soon as the game begins. So we're going to start with that when the green flag is clicked. And again, it's another control that we want to have forever, repeating throughout the game. So forever. What we're going to add in here is called a branching block, or an if-then block. So we want this one just here. I'm going to pop it inside. So this is the decision in the algorithm. If it is touching the diver, if it is not touching the diver. So the program is continually checking forever about what one of those things is happening, and then it's responding accordingly to what we put into the code. Let's start with if my diver touches the fish. I want it to look like it's caught. So I want it to disappear off the screen. So this little grayed out section here, we need to put the condition into here. We're going to use the sensing menu. So if it is touching I don't want it touching the mouse pointer, but in here I will find the name of my sprite. So if the fish is touching my diver, from the looks menu, I want it to hide. It's going to disappear. We can run that code and we can check, oh, it's disappeared, fantastic. But we need it to come back on screen so we continue the game moving on. So after it's run this bit, but still within the forever block because it's still happening, we're going to wait 1 second and then we're going to get the fish to show again. What you need to remember with this is even though the fish is hidden, it is still following this algorithm in the background. So even though it's hidden, it's still moving around. So when it's waited 1 second, it's moved to another location, ready to show up on screen. So let's have a play of our game. Oh, there's our fish. It's hidden. Oh, can I go catch it? And I've caught the fish again. Oh, I was right on top of it. Here we go. And so I have a finished game. So if that's as far as you want your game to go, fantastic, you can finish it off there. But there are lots of ways that you could personalize this game. You could add in a timer so that you've only got a certain amount of time to catch the fish as many times as you like. Perhaps you're going to add a score so that every time that fish is caught, you earn 1 point. Perhaps you're going to add in a second something that might be caught, but it's probably a negative. So might be a plastic bag as a distractor, which would deduct points. There are so many different ways that you can personalize this game and create it into your own, but it's a nice, lovely game to be able to start with and to have some fun. Now that we've finished our game, there are a few things to do to ensure that we can keep it. First of all, I need to give it an appropriate name. So I'm going to provide ocean catch. If you are online and you click here to see your project page, now is the time to be able to add some details in for others to know how to play it. So here in the instructions, use your keyboard arrows to move the diver to catch the fish. So here I can tell people how to play my game. Underneath notes or credits, if there was someone I would like to thank for the ideas or the support or the help, or if I have remixed a project, down here I would put credits in. So I might say thanks to Code Club Australia for the instructions. If you have remixed somebody else's game, up the top here, there would be an automatic acknowledgement of that. If I'm going to set my game to be shared with other people, I can choose my thumbnail. So this is the picture that others see when they are looking at all of the projects. I can get my game playing so that I can choose a thumbnail that I want. And up here is the share button. Once I've clicked the share button, my project goes online for everybody else to be able to see. And if I have selected, they'll be able to like mine, they'll be able to view it, and they'll be able to add in comments. Later on, if you choose that you no longer want to see, have your project shared with others, you can go into your files and you can choose to unshare your project so it can no longer be seen by other people. That's it for our Catch a Sprite project. It's heaps of fun to be able to create just a simple game, and this is a great game to get started with those who are new to Scratch. Thanks for joining the Code Along today. I can't wait to see you finish projects, and I hope you have a great time creating your own. Happy coding, everyone.